Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hold on. Let me switch to here. Okay, we're going to make the fastest switch you've ever seen. All right, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Oh, God, my thing is... It was almost perfect. It almost went exactly according to plan, and then it didn't. Hello! My webcam's a little bit low. Hello, hi, hello. It is late. I'm doing a test of a late stream. That's kind of what this is. It's a test to see what happens when I stream at 9 p.m. So today is probably going to just be about Tekken stuff. I was originally planning to kind of have a variety stream today, but I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow because it's just it's so late. I don't think it makes a lot of sense. And also I have a lot of work I need to get done, and I want some time to myself before I have to do all of that. So anyway, moving on from that, let's talk about the docket for today. Okay, here, let's go here. Thank God that my shirt works. Here. Okay. All right. Docket. Tekken talk. Eddy trailer patch notes. Here. Okay, so this is, hold on. Zoom in. I guess I can just control plus it, huh? Here's our docket for today. Very advanced. Yeah, we'll talk about the Tekken talk a little bit and what happened in there, because there's a little bit to talk about. Then we'll watch the Eddy trailer, and then we'll go over the patch notes briefly. I've already read the patch notes, so I'll just give my thoughts on the changes. There's not really too much to go over there, so that's kind of why we're leaving it to the end. Yeah, so let's just talk about the Tekken talk real quick, and I'm actually just too lazy to remember everything from memory, so I'm just gonna go to 5DX because his video, he did all of the, he already organized all of this and put it on Twitter, so why not steal from him? Why go through all of the effort? Actually, I guess I could just pull up the Tekken Talk stream itself so that we're all on the same page here. Yeah, I think this makes a lot more sense. Okay. Great. Can I keep this so that's always on top? Is that something I can do? Oh yeah, I can. I can just make a window capture. Add. Where is it? It's fun. You know what? I can't find it. And it's funny if I just have the notepad on here. Okay, so let's talk about Tekken Talk here. So, yeah, they sold 2 million units. Who cares? This. Okay, let me take a drink real quick. So they are once again addressing plugging by not addressing plugging. This is really stupid. Can we all agree this is really stupid? They have started banning people, and by started banning people, I mean they have banned approximately 3 people throughout the entire game. One of them is low tier god, 2 of them we may never know. This does nothing. I don't understand what the point of this is. It's so easy to ban evade with game sharing nowadays. It doesn't matter if the game is $70 or not. You can use Steam's family play option and just create a new account and still play Tekken 8 under a new account. You can make another PlayStation account and play the game with a different PlayStation account. It does nothing. All it does is it makes them have to reset. It's a hard reset. But then they're also smurfing, so they're just kind of getting what they want anyway. So this is really dumb. This is really out of touch. The solution being just banning people. I don't know why they're so hell-bent on not just giving losses to people who DC. That would fix everything. I think that they don't understand why people plug. I think they think people plug just for the sake of plugging, and don't understand that people plug for their rank. So if you do something that will affect their rank, if they plug, they'll stop doing it. Sure, they're one and done, but they won't plug, and that's better. So I really don't know what they're trying to do here. I don't. It's stupid. And then it brings in a whole other group of issues as well, because they're also saying, hey, we're going, so people who DC, we're going to match them against other people who DC, but how are they going to account for people that are still crashing, like me? Well, what they said here is that it's actually your fault. If the game is crashing, then it's your fault, and you need to check your hardware, because it's fine on our end, Smile, which is just... The passive-aggressive nature of that response really gets to me. It's like, dude, it's your game. You should be fixing it. It's a $70 online game. It's your responsibility to make sure it's fixed. If it's such a widespread issue, you have to make a statement about it, then it's you. But besides that as well, what about stuff like Steam maintenance? That happens every Tuesday. How are they going to be able to differentiate between people who DC because of Steam maintenance and otherwise? I don't know. But, and then also how they go to be able to differentiate someone who spoofs a crash instead of Alt F4. All of this wouldn't be an issue, or something to even think about, if it was just, oh, if you DC and you get a loss. And then they still want to go on about this bullshit about how they'll get sued if they start banning people, which is, no one asked for you to ban anyone in the first place. But even if they did, every online game for the past 20 years has been banning people. You won't get sued. I don't know what year they're living in, but it's not this one. So this whole spiel that they had, and they went on for how long about this? Let's see, 13 minutes to... Yeah, about 15 minutes. They went on for about 15 minutes on this topic that no one asked for and no one wanted, and isn't actually a solution to anything. So that's great. Right, so next update. So next update is April 1st. They don't have a time for it, which is really annoying. I imagine this is going to be at like midnight PT, because that's usually how it is. It's like 4 a.m. Eastern or something. Unfortunately, I will not be able to play on the day the update comes out, because I have work, unless I wake up super early, which granted I might. We'll see. I'm going to leave that up in the air. But at first I was kind of pissed about this decision, because they're not actually having any balance updates, and you know, the game's been out for 2 months and is desperately in need of a balance update, and I'm pretty sure Soul Calibur had balance update by this point in its time span. But then they brought up Evil Japan, and I went, oh, okay. And then they have a update in May that's a balance update, and I went, oh, okay. So I can kind of forgive them for this. It's just really bad timing. I mean, they should have foresaw this, but then again, if they were going around Evil Japan, I mean, they're using Evil Japan for marketing, and if they were to try going around that, then the game would be getting released in late April, early May, and then you would have the same problem with normal Evo. So the optimal time to have released the game is probably November, like in that range, October, November. But Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but honestly, I can understand the problem. Yeah, the Evo Japan is April 27th to 29th. So having a big balance update and system update at this point would I don't think would be a good idea for the competitive aspect, because it wouldn't give people enough time to repair. Granted, I don't think that this game is very competitive in general right now anyway, because it's such an unbalanced mess. But that, you know, it is a fair point. So they made character adjustments. We'll talk about those later. They go over some things again we'll talk about later. Yeah, so here's the thing. So work on an update focused on battle system balance is underway. Yeah, so this is what's important here. The thing is, with Tekken 8, character balance in Tekken 8 is completely irrelevant. And the reason why is the system is so fucked. The system needs to undergo a lot of changes, and balancing characters right now is not only pointless, because if you change the system even slightly, then every character gets affected, but also you can't balance characters in this game because of how strong the game system is. This is an example of a game where the system of the game is stronger and more influential than what you actually do to the characters. And because of that, the system does need to get balanced first before the characters do. And the reason why is because with how the system works right now, some characters, no matter how you balance them, are inherently going to be strong, and some are going to be weak. Now, you can give characters parts of the mechanics that can move them around, but a character like, for example, Yoshimitsu is always going to inherently be strong in this game system, because when he hits a move that gives that, let me rephrase. When he hits a heat engager, he gets multiple ways to mix up, right? He has the throw of Dragonfly, he has plus on block moves, he has blows he can throw out, he has a launching low if he's in no sword stance, he has unblockables, right? He has many ways to be able to mix up the opponent, as opposed to a character like I guess we'll just go with Elisa, because I can talk more about Elisa. But Elisa hits a heat engager, she's not in DES, so she hits like 1+2 as a heat engager, and she gets like down 4, or yeah, she doesn't even really get a good high damaging safe or even plus on block mid. So she gets like down 4 from crouch 1+2, or she can do like 4-2 into DES and then do something, and then again it's just a 50-50 if that even hits. So you know, like that's kind of some of the problems with the game system, and that's why it needs to be balanced. And I can go into more characters in more detail, but I mean, just think of a character like Jin, right? Jin is a character that doesn't have strong heat mechanics at all, and yet he's still considered like high mid, high tier, just because of his how he interacts with the system, right? And granted, he does have strong heat engages and stuff, but I think you kind of get what I'm getting at. So yeah, and then the problem is too, if you start giving characters strong heat, like utility in heat to compensate for that, you have characters like Feng Wei, which are just not fun to play against. But then if you take away things from characters that are strong with the system, then they're not fun to play. Like take Jin as an example in that case, right? Jin doesn't have really anything he can do in heat, and because of that, he's just not very interesting. So I think this is the right approach. I think balancing the system is absolutely the right approach here. Character usage data. I'm glad that they included a separate category for rank match of Tekken God or higher. I think that this is a good metric to judge where characters are at in terms of popularity. And this, to me, character usage wise, I think is actually a good representation of the balance right now. There are some exceptions, like I guess a lot of people are saying Reina's really good, to be fair, but I don't think she is. I don't think that Jin is top 10, right? But a lot of these characters, I think, in fact, I think every character except maybe Reina and maybe Victor is like top 15. So at somewhere in here. And yeah, I mean, the characters I would probably replace it with are like Yoshimitsu and Xiaoyu, right? Like Xiaoyu's towards the bottom. But for the most part, I think this is a pretty good indicator of characters strength at the moment. Yeah, but there's not really much to say. Yoshimitsu doesn't have a line, by the way. Yoshimitsu is the only character here that just doesn't have a line anywhere, which I thought was funny. Yeah, not really much to talk about there. Yeah, so May update is going, or the 4th update is going to be in May. Who knows when they're going to have this? They might announce it as like with how they did with Eddy. They might say, hey, it's going to be okay. Hey, it's going to be I don't know, next week, but we'll see. Right, okay, so this is another good thing that they've added. So they've added the ability to terminate matches, which is great, because sometimes when like with my last stream, the game just won't run properly at all, or there will be a huge lag spike. And I've had times where both of us, the game's been frozen for 20 seconds and then is resumed and stuff like that. So being able to terminate the match is really, really nice. Yeah, I mean, that's really the main thing here. I'm glad they added a terminate match option. All right, now we get to the elephant in the room. So, well, here's what I'll show you. Here's what I'll do, because this is something I was going to do, but someone already did it for me. And you know, the worst part here is too, if we continue going forward, these are just Master Raven's alternate outfits from Tekken 7. So everything here is copy-pasted. The premium skins are copy-pasted, and you can tell because of the texture quality. These are copy-pasted from Master Raven. All of this stuff that they're showing off in the Battle Pass is copy-pasted from Tekken 7. Okay, I shouldn't say all of it, but a lot of it is. Yeah, it's like, if this was actually something that they made new for the game, then I would be a little bit less judgmental, but they're just doing worse than the bare minimum. That's what gets me. And they're also just hiding how much it's going to cost and how long it's going to run for and how many tiers there are and how hard it is to get through all of the tiers. So, I can already shit on it, right? Because again, but I'm going to be fair and objective here. It's really going to depend on what it actually looks like when it comes out. I'm not hopeful based on how everything else has been. Okay, I'm just making that clear. And I also think it's disgusting that they didn't announce this from the beginning. I think that's the main problem I have with this, because thinking about it, I could be okay with Battle Pass. I could be, but it's the fact that they hit it. It's in a $70 game. It's not, the second day isn't $60, it's $70. And then they're also banning modders because they feel scared that modders are going to affect their profits, right? Those are the things that get me. So, if it wasn't for all of that, and this is how I'm going to look at the battle pass. I'm going to look at it as if those things do not exist, right? So there are a couple of things that I need to know. The first thing that we do know is that you get your currency refunded if you pay for it by going through the battle pass, which is good. So what that means is that if you see something in the battle pass that you want and you complete it, then you'll get your money back. Which I think is the bare minimum, just because of the nature of this whole thing, but that's still good. So what it means is that you can pay for it once, go through it, get your money back, and then sorry, I should say it's the other way around. You go through it, then you pay for it, you get all of the money back that you paid for, and then you can do that again, as long as you complete the whole thing. So that's good. The free track, I think, is completely irrelevant. People are focusing on that, and that's what they want you to do, but look at the stuff that they give you here. Like, they give you a hit effect. Sorry, they give you 2 hit effects that look exactly the same. The free pass is irrelevant, and you shouldn't see that as a good thing, right? You should only look at this as something that needs to be paid for, because the stuff that they give you in the free pass is not going to give you fuck all. So the things I need to know is, 1, does buying the premium version allow you to get through the battle pass faster? Because if it does, fuck you. That's the first thing. The second thing I need to know, you see how there are quests here? Again, do you need to pay for the premium pass to be able to do these missions? If you do, then fuck you. The third thing is that what is offered here that is not this. So we can see this stuff here. Who knows what this is? Because I just see Xiao Yu doing like a pose and then stuff for your avatar. So, and then I see like a hairstyle, which again we see here. Where do we see it? Hi, Tom Berry. Trash ass microtransactions. Let's fucking go. I'm so hype. Yeah, we see it here. So, and then you have like clown pants, which is you if you buy this. So it depends. The reason I don't have a problem with Street Fighters is because Street Fighters doesn't actually give you anything that you can use in game. The problem I have with stuff like this is that it's offered for a limited time. So if you come into the game late, then you can't get it. If you realize later on that you want it, you can't get it. You're just locked out of getting it forever. And it is a psychological, it's a way to psychologically manipulate you into spending more money in a $70 game. So it's really going to depend on what this stuff is. I'm already not very happy with this kind of stuff, but if they like repeat battle passes, or if they have a thing like Helldivers where the missions might go away but you can still unlock the battle pass or things like that, then that's fine. But if it's limited time, it goes away, it never comes back, I think that's disgusting. Yeah, but again, like based on this, it looks like this is gonna be a whole lot of nothing. So that's gonna be the hope. And the point I wanted to come back to as well is Grand Blue, because Grand Blue has a battle pass as well. But no one cares about the battle pass in Grand Blue. In fact, I kind of like the battle pass in Grand Blue, kind of. Because but the difference is that, 1, they were upfront about from the beginning. 2, it's $5, and we know it's $5. And 3, they actually give you new and unique and cool things. And it feels like they weren't cut out of the game for the sake of the battle pass. Here, it feels like Tekken has not done any of those things. Who knows how much this battle pass is going to cost? I wouldn't be surprised knowing them if it was $10 at this point. The stuff that they give you is, again, just, I'm gonna keep bringing up this image, but copy pasted from Tekken 7, including this, which is just, again, Master Raven's alternate outfit in Tekken 7, and none of this is actually like worthwhile, but you still might want to buy it because you might say, oh, but I want the hairstyle because I want to customize my character, you know. And that's why I think is really disgusting about this, because the same kind of thing, you know, you can get in like Soul Calibur for $5, but you'll get more of it, and it's permanently available and it's not timed, so it's not like again a psychological tactic to get you to keep coming back into the game when you don't want to play it. So I think that there is a world where I can be okay with it, depending on how it is when it comes out, but I highly, highly, highly doubt that that's going to be the case, because they haven't actually shown anything off here that indicates to me that it's going to be that way. Instead, what they're showing off is characters that look like shitty Soul Calibur customs, and I think that's kind of the intention here, and it also makes it very clear they cut stuff from the game to put it into the battle pass, and I just don't think it's okay. And I also just don't think it's going to be good value for money either, no matter how much it costs. Even if it was free, I don't think it would be worth your time. So the idea that you have to spend money to get some of this stuff is just absurd. So yeah, but we'll see how that is when it actually comes out. Yeah, and then they have new items. They have Yoshi's Tekken Tag 2 outfit, which again was a mod in Tekken 7. So again, just going after modders. I mean, I think it'd be pretty easy to just mod this into the game myself, so that's probably what I'd do instead of paying for it, because there's no way I'm giving these fuckers a cent. But I also just like the Tekken 8 Yoshi more. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just again, new items add to the Tekken shop. Gee, I wonder how they're adding new items to the Tekken shop like every other week. Right, and then there's the Eddy trailer, and then they go over the Eddy stuff, and was that everything? Oh yeah, Tekken World Tour stuff. I don't think we really care about that. And yeah, that's it. That is everything. All right. So that is the Tekken talk done. Cool. Oh, sorry for blinding you. Okay. So yeah, Tekken Talk was a lot more, just like every Tekken Talk, it was a lot of out-of-touch bullshit that I didn't want to listen to, but hey, at least they didn't go on for about the advertisers for half an hour straight in the middle of it. All right. Let me mute the music real quick. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So, let me set up. Let me get ready. Oh, I haven't done one of these in a while. Okay. 4K, are we in 4K? We are not. We are now in 4K. Eddy trailer. I couldn't care less about this character, but because you have to pay $40 to actually play this character, it's going to be the easiest Fujin of my life when I get to play this character early. It already would have been the easiest Fujin of my life, but the fact that I get to play him while no one gets to lab him is just mwah. Thank you, Harada, for giving me free ranks. Also a DLC character, so we'll probably be pay to win too anyway. Stop being cynical. Okay, fine. He looks stupid. He looks awful. What is this render? This render looks so bad. I mean, that looks better, but the bottom portion looks like it was yeah, it looks like it was rendered in 2D or something. I will say I like a lot of the new reanimate stuff from the handstand and the sit and everything. A lot of Eddy stuff has been reanimated. Okay, that looked a little bit awkward not going in the sit, but maybe it's just because I'm used to seeing Eddy go in the sit so much. The handstand also having a sidestep is interesting, especially because Eddy's sidestep is basically non-existent.
It's game over for you.
Parece que você continua impiedosa como sempre.
You know, if she just didn't announce herself, Eddy would have died. Eddy Gordo Mishima is dead. This is Tekken Tag 1, right? This is Tag 1 music. Right? I mean, I know this is from an old Tekken game. I'm pretty sure it's Tag 1. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Yeah, good luck defending against these strings, by the way, when you can't lab the character. What the hell is this? That's another one of those rage draws. I don't know whether to give it a 10 or a 1. Is there anything afterwards? There is something afterwards. See, this is why I'm the best reactor in town. Oh, it was just the preset costumes. And then I'm sure we're getting the next character to Evil. Yeah, like I said before, actually, I don't know if I put it on YouTube. I probably didn't. I don't care about this character at all. This is so weird. Look at his face. Can we, hold on. Can we zoom in on his face real quick? Just look. This needs to be an emote. Look. This is an I'm printing screen. This might just be the thumbnail. This is incredible. What gets me about this is the fact he's still doing the capoeira thing. It looks so awkward. I don't know what this is called. But he's still doing his idle stance. And you can see right here. I know I'm nitpicking, I'm sorry. But you can see right there where the animation loops. It's so lazy. This Abstergo shit is out of control. First it was June and now it's Eddy. I don't know. Listen, okay, there's no need to really speculate about all of this stuff because they've already gone to length about it. Now, granted, I haven't actually looked at any of it. I have no idea what this character does. Again, I just don't care about this character, so I can't be bothered. I'll figure out when I lab him and then, again, just get to Fujin with him in approximately 2 minutes because no one can lab him. But yeah, this is a weird thing where it's like there's not really much of a point in actually going back through the trailer and analyzing stuff because we all kind of already know everything that's going on since they've talked about it. So I guess we'll just forego that part and I'll just say yeah, I still don't care. There's nothing that's really here that I think is too interesting. I did see briefly how the little install state works, and I think it's kind of lame. And the reason it's kind of lame is because I'm used to Soul Calibur, so I'm biased. But Setsuka has something that's pretty much exactly like this in Soul Calibur, where when she hits, how many counter hits is it? I don't remember how many counter hits it is, but it's like 6 counter hits. She gets access to, one of her stances gets enhanced. When she does 5 punishes, one of her moves gets enhanced to 12-frame punish, which is a 10-frame move equivalent in Tekken. Gets enhanced. And then what's the last one? I think just like hitting the opponent or something. Also does something and then enhances one of her stances. I haven't played Setsuka in so long. But it's the same thing, but the mechanics like this, I much prefer them when they're working towards an overall goal in the match, right? But the fact that not only is Eddy so easy to actually obtain, but then it only lasts a round, I think is kind of lame. Because it's not something that you actually think about. It's the same sort of problem that Gray Health has in Tekken, where the idea with Gray Health is, oh, and they said this when they were first talking about the mechanic, but they said, oh, well, Gray Health, you have to think about it a lot more, because when the opponent has a lot of Gray Health, then if you do lows, it'll do more damage because it'll get rid of some of the Gray Health. But no one actually thinks about that, right? And it's the same thing here, where this state is the idea is supposed to be, oh, you have to think about this and choose your moves so that you can build this up, and then you'll get access to these enhanced moves. But the fact that you can build this up in combos, and I don't think that it is really something that you have to think that much about, and I wish that it was. And I think if it was, I would be more interested in the character, but it feels like it's just there to be there, and I wish that there was more to it. It feels shallow, just like all of the character gimmicks in Tekken 8 for the most part. It just feels shallow. The only one that really doesn't to me is Yoshimitsu's, which is probably why I'm almost exclusively playing Yoshimitsu in Tekken 8. It's probably intentional, because if he feels like a Soul Calibur character, and they probably wanted him to be that way, but yeah, I've talked about this a little bit too long now, but I just don't think that there's really anything that's too interesting or exciting about Eddy, at least from the trailer. So I'll try him out. Obviously, I will. What the fuck is going on? It's like every time I freeze something in this video, Eddy looks stupid. What is a perspective? Anyway, so yeah, I'm done reacting. I'll see you at Evil Japan whenever they announce the next character, who hopefully is Josie. Or Lydia. Lydia's would be great too. But I secretly want Josie. Okay, well, that's the Eddy reaction. Yeah, like I said, there's not really much to talk about here, so that I'm gonna edit and send it out. But hey, at least it was short, so there's not much to edit. I can probably get this done in a day. It's just I have so much I need to do, but hopefully I can get that out tomorrow on YouTube. But yeah, there's not really anything going on with this trailer. I guess I should have mentioned the music. The music's good. I like the music. Oh, I see. So this is round 1, and then round 2 is this. Again, I'm really surprised this isn't from Tekken Tag 1 or Tekken 4. I mean, maybe it could have even been Tekken 5, but it sounds so old school, and I love it. I love it. I think that's the best part about the trailer, is the music is really, really good. Hell, honestly, in the jukebox, I would absolutely use round 2 as round 1, and then use, I can't think of the name because I can't remember Tekken 5 songs, but there's a Tekken 5 song that would go great after this as the final round music after this one. So good. Cool. Right. So that was the Eddy trailer. Okay, so let's talk about patch notes. Let me get the patch notes up real quick. So I've already gone through the patch notes. Oh God, hold on. There are a couple things I do want to talk about. Here we go. Let's see if I can go through them. That I think are really important. But I'm gonna skip over most of these. Again, this isn't my first time reading it, so this isn't gonna take 2 years. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay, so here's one. Corrected an issue in which certain characters couldn't perform a low parry when inputting down forward. This explains a lot for me. When performing moves that cause tornado, adjusted so that instances in which stage gimmicks are not triggered are less likely. Again, this explains a lot for me. When performing a rage after hitting your opponent with a tornado inducing move at the wall, adjusted the collision detection between the wall and the character to reduce the likelihood of slipping through the opponent whiffing. Again, something that I've experienced quite a bit. Yeah, okay, here's a big one. Throw escapes. So fix an issue in which it was not possible to break a throw when input buffering 1+2 is basically what it's saying. Specifically, it's if you're holding... Oh, no, it is both. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so if you were, like... So typically, what you do to press 1+2 if you don't have it on bind is you hold 1 and then press 2. So if someone, like, does a jab and then you get thrown, you're holding 1, so then you mash 2. That wouldn't give you a 1+2 throw break. So that's been fixed. I don't do this. I just hit 1+2. I don't input buffer in Tekken generally at all. There are some instances where I do, but it's very rare. I usually just use binds, so it didn't really make a difference to me, but people that do this, I'm sure were losing their mind. Yeah, alleviate instances with wall breaks in which animations weren't working properly in certain collisions. Yeah, so stuff like this would happen with Yoshimitsu's 3-2, 1+2 at the wall, where like he would do that at the side of a wall, and then it would break the wall, and it would be going off, and he would be like inside the opponent or back turned to something. So that's been fixed, which is nice. Yeah, on to Descendants of Consciousness, we fixed an issue with floor breaks for not occurring in specific situations, which is a good change. I've seen that happen once or twice. Think about heat engages. I'm reading through these really briefly to try remembering everything that's going on. Yeah, it's like a changing collision detection stuff. I don't think it's very relevant. Okay, here. So character-specific changes. So Elisa's Heat Smash. So I've been complaining about her Heat Smash because, like I said, it's sometimes launch punishable on hit. Sometimes it just whiffs for no reason. They fixed it. So adjusted tracking performance of follow-up attacks after the first hit whiffs, mitigating the occurrence of whiffs of successive attacks after making contact. Which, thank God, because that was a huge issue with Elisa's Heat Smash. It made it so bad. And it already has, it's a 20 frame startup, which is either the slowest, second slowest in the game. So, it just being not only so linear, because you can micro-step it and not move, and if she hits Heat Smash, it'll just whiff. But then also sometimes just whiffing on hit is, it made it basically unusable. So this is a huge change. It's a huge buff for Elisa. Forward 2, or forward 4, sorry. Fix an issue where basically the just stream effect, when you did forward 4, wasn't actually displaying, which is nice because I was losing my mind thinking I kept getting the just stream wrong when hitting this like in combos, and I don't think I was. I think it was because of this. And then back 1+4, fix an issue where the opponent's attack could hit a launched arm. This has actually been an issue with Elisa since Tekken 6, with both this and backup 2, which is now 1+2, the unblockable. Because her hitbox actually travels with the arm. So what you can do if she like does this or she whiffs back up 2 is you can actually jab and then get a float combo on her from like range 5. There's some specific combos in Tekken 6 that you can do with this, but yeah. So there was an issue where only the second hit of during destructive form forward 2 landed as a counter hit. The subsequent attacks were not consecutively landing as consecutive hits. I haven't seen this happen, but I haven't really paid attention to the counter hit status when I use this move, because I guess I'm just the thing is you can't counter hit confirm it, so I just let it go. I don't know. But it's nice that that's fixed. And then I don't think there's anything here. Right, Azucena running 3-2. So this was in the Tekken talk, but they changed it so that you can't do the second attack if the first attack whiffs. I actually think that this is a buff. I actually think that this is a buff and does basically nothing, because the problem is that Azucena can still delay the timing of running 3-2 and it'll still connect. So if you sidestep or step guard and she just varies the timing a little bit, then it'll still connect. And also, if the first hit whiffs, then if she's in your face, she'll go so far off that way that you can't punish her. And the other thing, the reason why I think this is a buff is because now sidestepping this move can cause the sides to switch, which means you won't get the proper punish. Whereas before, what the 2 would do is, because the 2 would continue tracking with the opponent, if you sidestepped it or you step ducked it, then it wouldn't change sides. She would basically just be in your face and you would consistently get the same punish. But now it's going to be like Dragunov's running 2, where if you sidestep it, you can get to it back depending on the range and the timing, and then side swap, and then you don't get any punish at all. So I actually think that this is kind of a buff for Azucena's running 3-2. So, terrible change. Just a god-awful change. And doesn't actually fix the issue at all. I don't understand why they feel the need to change it so that the second hit will whiff instead of just making the move linear. I don't... why aren't they addressing the actual problem? The problem is that the second hit tracks. That's the problem. The problem has nothing to do with the first hit. The problem has nothing to do with the second hit being high. The problem has nothing to do with the second hit at all. The problem is that the second hit tracks. That's the issue. So if you just stop that from happening, then it wouldn't be a problem. But instead they do this, and this just this doesn't do anything. So, I don't know. I guess the one thing about this that does make it worse is that if Azucena uses at the wall, then she'll get punished. But outside of that, and then she can just use running 3+4 instead, and then that'll make it plus an instant. So it's like it doesn't actually fix the issue. Yeah, so they changed like damage scaling on Devil Jin's Crouch Dash 1 and stuff. So this was a thing. So they actually, I should go back up here. So they changed some of the scaling on and I don't actually see it in here. Maybe this is for the next patch. I can't remember if they said it was for the next patch or this patch. But they changed the scaling on combo damage after both a combo and after heat dash and stuff, because you were doing more damage than intended, which is nice. I'm glad I'm not going crazy, because there were a lot of instances when playing like Yoshi, for example, where if you do up back 1+2, sometimes it feels like it does like 16 damage and sometimes it does 2, and I don't know why. And I guess it's a bug and it's always supposed to do 2. So good change. Oh yeah, they also said something about, and this is again next patch, but they also said something about increasing the throw break window for counter hit throws, so counter hit throws are dead. So that's nice. That was nice while it lasted. I don't think there was anything else here that was particularly interesting. Oh yeah, June. So fix the issue where health was recovering when it whiffed. Apparently that wasn't intentional. And then they're going to adjust the tracking on the second hit in the next update, which thank God, because right now it's basically impossible to sidestep the second hit. Basically, what you have to do to avoid this move is play Yoshimitsu and do Super Dragonfly when she does it, and you sidestep the first hit. Yeah, Kazu 112, just a collision detection. I've seen this happen once, and I was really shocked that that was even possible, but it was like the first hit, and then the second hit whiffed, and then the third hit connected. It was really weird. It's like that in Tekken 4. It's just like a change so that it works off axis. No really big changes, I think, for any of these characters. They changed Panda's heat move. They made it better. Changed opponent's behavior upon hit. So I'm guessing that on hit, this is just a launch now or something. Which is fine. Oh yeah, so laws. Dynamic entry 3, was it? Yeah. So they adjusted it because when you did a rage shot after Laws did this, then Laws just died. So good change. Good change. Although at the same time, I say good change, but I also think, well, maybe Laws shouldn't use this move if the opponent's in heat. Why not just allow Huarong to block while he's in Flamingo? Because if he does a move that puts him in Flamingo, then if the opponent does a rage out, then he dies. They nerfed the damage on Lee's slide, which again is fine. Leo got buffed. Leo got a substantial buff, didn't he? No, I guess not. Never mind. Thinking of something else. Ooh. Anything else that's interesting? Heat time and not recovering when he did running 3-4. And it hit. So that's good. There were changes to Reina. Do any of them matter? I don't think so. Oh, they changed like the frame data on her throw breaks. They also didn't fix Shaheen, which I think is really funny. And then nothing here. Yoshimitsu changes. Yoshimitsu has a ton of changes. Okay, so let's talk about Yoshimitsu here. So, during his rage shot, expand the hitbox to reduce the occurrence of whiffing in certain moves. Yeah, this was actually so prevalent that it got to a point where I could just intuitively tell if his rage shot was going to whiff for no reason. It happened a lot, especially when Yoshimitsu sidestepped. Like, if Yoshimitsu sidestepped a move, and then you did rage shot, if you sidestepped too much, or you were at a specific range to the opponent, then it would just whiff. So that's good. You can no longer do one into flash. This was actually something, funny enough, that was in Tekken 7, where you could do one into flash. They finally found us out. Up back 1+2, so that's the one where he goes, hiya! It's the Halmuru move. Expand the hurt box, alleviating situations where certain attacks would whiff. Yeah, the issue where performing certain inputs result in an unintended move has been fixed. Yeah, I don't see what this really does, to be honest. So the guillotine crow kick. Fix so that floor break occurs on the final hit. The floor break was occurring during the middle of the string, resulting in less damage than intended, prompting the adjustment, which is an interesting change. So what this means now is that if guillotine crow kick hits on a floor break stage, then this is going to like just break the floor and give you more damage in the combo, which is good. I think it's nice that it makes the Kincho parry particularly a lot better too, especially again on a floor break stage, because it means on a floor break stage, if you do the Kincho parry, like if you do it in the middle of a string and then hit this, then you're just getting a full combo off of an opponent's string that would normally no other character could actually interrupt. So it's really good. So up 4, 1 plus 3, and then forward 4, 1 or 3 plus 4, 1 plus 2. Correct on a natural positioning issue at the wall. Who cares? Running 3. Expand the hitbox downwards to reduce occurrence of whiffing for certain moves. Fingers crossed it hits AOP, but I highly doubt it. And then flash. Standardized controls valid characters change to accept inputs from the 6th frame during crouching. Okay, so let me tell you an issue. Let me tell you something you probably have absolutely no idea about. So not only does flash sometimes just not come out from crouching, but Yoshimitsu has a whole bunch of issues while crouching for some reason. One of them is sword sweep. So you know how you can do core circle back 1 to do sword sweep from crouching, right? Doing quarter circle back 1 for sword sweep is a just frame for Yoshimitsu. You have to hit back and 1 on the same frame for it to work, or you'll get while rising 1. And the reason why is because for some reason in this game, I think it's because of just how it handles like up, back, and up forward inputs now. If you are crouched for more than 25 frames with Yoshimitsu or any character, and you hit back 1, you will do a while rising 1. So if you do core circle back 1 from crouch for sword sweep, and you've been crouching for more than 25 frames, you will not get sword sweep. If you are in crouching and immediately do core circle back 1, then you will get sword sweep. Who knows? Hopefully they fix that, but it's not the only issue he has in the situation. Back facing opponent down 1. Issue of performing certain inputs result in unintended moves has been fixed. I feel like I read about this briefly and I don't remember what this actually applies to, so I don't care. Okay, here is the huge one for me. Manji Dragonfly 3. In specific situations where the anticipated tactics were not working as intended, the move stats has been changed to trigger as a jump until landing. This alteration allows the character to evade low attacks and special lows from the opponent. Huge, 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 huge. I can tell you as a personal anecdote, I have been counter hit with a low while doing this move before. While Yoshimitsu should have been airborne and going over it. I think the idea that they had is, oh, he's still off the ground, so if they do a low, it'll whiff, but in practice, that doesn't work. And even though he's in the air, he was considered grounded, so like a low launcher would just give full combo here. So him being considered airborne during this move now is so nice. You have no idea. It's so good. And then 4, an issue with the opponent's behavior upon getting hit in a down state after the conclusion of the heat state was deviating from the intended behavior has been rectified. Absolutely no idea what any of that means, but it got buffed, so I'm glad. Yeah, I have no idea. I very rarely use this move. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I do use this move outside of the heat state quite a bit when I'm in Dragonfly, but not on like an airborne opponent or something, right? Manji Dragonfly forward 1 plus 2. This is like the biggest nerf you're going to see all day. The opponent's behavior on blocking the second hit has been modified and they'll now block continuously. So Manji Dragonfly forward 1 plus 2 now jails. It's a sad day. You know how many times I've hit someone with the 3rd hit with this move? The reason why, and this is hilarious, the reason why is because if the opponent tried crouching the 3rd hit, they would get hit by the 3rd hit, which I didn't know about, but I think is really funny. I think that's really funny, and they should have kept it because it gave me free damage. But Yoshi players just keep losing. Okay, and then Zafina. This is actually right here my favorite change in this whole patch. So the biggest problem I had with Zafina, and the reason why I said that she wasn't good, is because all of the moves that use Azazel require her to lose so much health. An absurd amount of health that makes them not worth it, but also she doesn't really have a choice because they're some of her best moves. And I understand that it's supposed to be thematic, but it didn't really work. And so they've changed the damage that she takes when using Azazel's moves, so she takes less damage now, which is great. And I think it makes the character so much better. It helps so much because one of the problems that she has is like her arm move back 3 is now like -14 on block or something. It's ridiculous from being safe before. So you want to use her parry, but the problem is the parry costs so much gray health that if it's actually successful, you're actually losing more health than the opponent is for doing it. And if it isn't, then you get launched, and then you're taking 15-20 more damage than otherwise. So all in all, it's really, really nice that they've done this. Now, remains to be seen how much gray health the difference is, but if it's like June, for example, which it should be, I think that would be great. I think that would be great. I think that would really fix the issue. Because this whole thematic thing with Azazel, I think is interesting, but it shouldn't be so prevalent that it actually affects how you play the character, right? Same problem that Tyr had when Soul Calibur 6 got released. So good change. Yeah, overall, you know, not much going on here, but system changes in May after Evo Japan. That's going to be where the interesting stuff is. But yeah, Yoshi play is still losing. We are still losing. Yeah, man, it's only been an hour. I was expecting this to be a lot longer. Okay, well, you are now here. You are now here on the docket. The docket is now, oh, yeah, I didn't really have any more plans for today. Let's get rid of all of this stuff. So, I'm thinking. I am pretty tired. Like I said, I was expecting this to take a little bit longer, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end stream because I'm exhausted and I still have to get some work done. And I will be back tomorrow around normal time for a variety stream. That's the plan. And then Tuesday we'll be here with Eddie. That's the plan. But I want to stop stream so I can rest because I can feel my body telling me you need to just stop and not do anything for a couple hours. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think if I continued and I started doing other stuff, I'd really be pushing myself. Yeah. Everything right now is just is telling me, no, Seth, stop. You're exhausted. You're going to pass out. Stop. So that's what I'll do. So I'll be back Sunday normal time. We'll play some not Tekken stuff. And then, like I said, Tuesday I'll definitely be back with Eddie. I don't know if I will be Monday. Let me actually see what my schedule is. I think I'm like working 4 to 9 or something. And that would give me very little time to actually stream in the afternoon. So I probably won't stream on Monday. Even though I want to, because Eddie releases on Monday, I can I can still do it Tuesday. I might just lab Eddie Tuesday. Or just get all of the stuff I need to get done in advance so I can stream Tuesday and Wednesday. Ugh. Yeah, it is 4 to 9. Okay. All right. 4 to 9. Yeah. All right, so that's going to be the plan. Again, check out Discord for any updates on any of the stream schedule stuff. I'm going to get out here today. Thank you all for stopping by tonight for my short little recap stream. I will see you tomorrow, barring nothing going horribly wrong. Bye-bye.